Good morning. Good morning. Come on, it's better than life, that music. The music. I missed our church. I missed us. You know, I missed our mission. I missed the diversity. I miss the energy of so many different people with so many different backgrounds and so many different life stories coming together and celebrating and overriding understanding, joining together to experience the truth that there's one Spirit. There is one Spirit in our lives. There are many roads to the mountaintop, but every Sunday we come together. We celebrate. We celebrate the idea that God is within us and that each one of us is well able to understand God as we so choose. Yet we can all come together and recognize our universal understanding of God surrounds us. You know, this has and always will be, whether recognized or not, the truth is the truth. We're continuing in a book study, and we're actually up to lesson 16, and I think we're going to wrap it up by the end of the month and maybe save some of the book for next year. But lesson 16, Chris shares about his own experience and counting himself blessed. And he says, I'm indefinitely blessed that my mother's most important message to me was, you can. He says that this was also echoed by other individuals and teachers that believed in him. And we know he shared about his stepfather, and he shared about other people in his life that did not believe in him. But he ultimately says that the people he listened to and paid attention, he was able to recognize the truth that yes, he could, because he knew they loved them, and he knew that these people wanted the best for him. And he thinks about this, and he says the critical part of this equation is we're able to choose the people who we trust. And I realized, you know, almost all the dissension and ups and downs and chaos, and I'll even use the word trouble, all the trouble in the world today, it's mostly created by what people think, what they say, what they do, and ultimately really what they write. How they communicate and what they communicate. The overriding problems and dissension that we see is about what people are communicating to each other. Because I realize sometimes even more than the actual physical blows. Church, dare I say it, even more than the wars and rumors of war. The words that people say to each other has an influence in their life, in their decisions, in their attitudes, in how they respond and relate to each other. Now we understand, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. In other words, it's an inside job in our understanding. We understand that if we point our finger at someone else, 3 are pointed back at me. And so these messages with words we say to each other, they actually create conflicts inside of us. You know, some people may remember that schoolyard taunt. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but you're wrong. Words can and do affect ourselves. They affect the way we feel about ourselves. They affect our self-esteem. We see words causing teenagers and college students to kill themselves over words. And so poorly chosen words, church, they can kill enthusiasm. They can impact individual self-esteem. They can lower expectations, and ultimately, words can hold other people back. And on the opposite, well-chosen words, uplifting words can motivate, can offer hope, can create vision, can impact thinking, and uplifting words can affect results. We know that thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. And the attitudes behind spoken words of our past influence us today. This can be conscious, or it more than likely is unconscious. Each one of us has an individual history. We actually have volumes that we have written about us in our own mind. That we actually, have many opinions, whether we remember them or not, that are recorded in this personal history. And whether we know it or not, we can live from these opinions, even if they were wrong. And so there comes a time, and I pray for each one of us, today is the day, where we need to step back and simply say, wait a minute. I want to see the whole picture. Wait a minute. My reactions aren't for no reason. There might be more to this. Wait a minute. Why do I seem to habitually rob myself of my dreams? Why do I feel imprisoned forever in low self-esteem or lacking limited thinking? Why? Why do, as I attempt to put other people in boxes, what I'm actually doing is boxing up my own visions? Why? Because if we really listen, there's been messages that have been sent to us through group consciousness, through world consciousness, through our upbringing. Most of the time, they're through people who loved and cared about us. But through those messages, we've shut the door. We've locked ourselves in on potential and capacity. A part of us may have accepted judgments as true that were never true, because the judgments people cast upon ourselves are most of the time projections of people's judgments on themselves. But yet the funny thing about words that are spoken, emails that are sent, is even though they're invisible, even though they're just nothing but electronics, or they're vibrations from this thing we call a vocal cord, even though they can't be touched, they can leave a lasting mark on the people who receive them.